end of September, I went down to Bogota, Colombia with Clarence Eckerson from Street Films, Carla Quintero from Transportation Alternatives, and actually Ethan Kent from Project for Public Spaces was along for the ride as well. We were taken around by Guillermo Gil Peñalosa, who is the brother of the former mayor Enrique Peñalosa. And he gave us a great tour. We saw all of these incredible urban design innovations that the city of Bogota has been working on for the past dozen years or so. And it was really impressive. We got to take a look at that city's bus rapid transit system, which is called Transmilenio. About 10 years ago, when Enrique Peñalosa became mayor, there was a plan on the table to build a network of elevated highways all throughout the city of Bogota. It was incredibly expensive and multi-billion-dollar project. And Peñalosa and his administration looked at this project and said, this isn't going to do anything actually to solve our traffic congestion problem. It's going to create huge negative environmental impacts on the city as a whole. So Peñalosa decided to scrap that project and instead, for a fraction of the cost, replace it with what I think still today is probably the world's most advanced bus rapid transit system. Some people call it surface subway. And you could kind of see why. It's buses on rubber wheels, just like you'd see buses in New York. But what you see they've done is, like, in the middle of these busy multi-lane avenues, almost highways, they've taken away a couple lanes in the middle and they've built these stations. And next to the stations, you'll see usually 2 lanes of buses running on either side. You have a lane for local bus traffic and for buses to pull into the station, and you have another lane for the express buses. The buses pull right up to the platform so that the floor of the bus is level with the floor of the station. So it's really easy for wheelchairs and older people and people pushing strollers to get on and off the buses. They took us on a tour of the Transmilenio control room. It was almost like air traffic control. And in fact, that's how they compared it. There's 6 different companies actually own and operate the buses themselves. How many buses are you guys controlling in here at rush hour?
In a peak hour, like 1,000.
We have a sense of an average speed?
28 kilometers per hour in average. But we have lines of near road 40.
Wow. This central hub that we visited dispatches the buses. It follows them around the city in real time. They can communicate with drivers individually. You see a photo of the bus driver pop up on the controller's computer screen when he's getting ready to talk to that guy. They can see if buses are starting to bunch or stack up together. Most of the Transmilenio system are these double long red buses, but traveling around through city neighborhoods, you see these much smaller green buses, and those are called feeder buses. What the feeder buses do is they travel through neighborhood streets and pick up people and take them to the bigger bus stations. One of the interesting things about the green feeder buses is that they're free. You don't pay for your Transmilenio ride until you get to the bigger bus station. That's one of the things that really speeds up the loading and the unloading, kind of like the subway in New York. You're paying for the bus in the station rather than having to pay the driver and wait for everyone else to pay the driver. One of the most impressive sort of intermodal transportation features that we saw while we were in Bogota was this bike parking facility inside of a bus station. They believe that for every 20 people they can get to bike to the bus station, that's one less of these green feeder buses that they need to operate. And that saves the transit system a lot of money. So for Bogota, bicycles are a really critical part of the mass transit system. One of the things that's really striking about Transmilenio is all times a day, it was just packed. I mean, almost if there's a criticism of the system, that had to be it. But, it was really kind of mind-blowing. I mean, the fact that, as an American, I don't know that much about Colombia. I think of it as a, developing nation or a third world country. This bus system was so much more advanced and high-tech than anything I've ever seen in the U.S.